My big tip for you for starting out with freezer meals is make what you love. Your favorite meals, make them and freeze them. Pretty much everything that you make can be frozen. So if I decide that I'm gonna spend a day to do freezer meals, I will hit my go-to meals. There's go-to recipes that I know freeze well, that we love to eat. They'll be eaten if we cook them up, and I love having them in my freezer. But I also love taking the time, especially during certain seasons of the year, to make special freezer meals that are different and something that we are not used to always having. Kind of breaks up the monotony. If you're not sure what to freeze, go to the freezer section of your local grocery store and take a peek in the freezers. There's breakfast foods, there's casseroles, there's a ton to give you inspiration to know what you can make. Have a set day to make your freezer meals. Look through your planner and pick a day that you have nothing going on that will take you away from the home. But on that day is when you're gonna start cooking, preparing, and bagging them up. Honestly, the biggest time consumer to freezer meals is the prep. If you have some recipes that will take a lot of chopping and you don't need to cook up, if they're more to put into like a Ziploc bag crock pot recipe and you don't need to cook them up, maybe take the day before your big day, maybe the night of, and chop all of your veggies, your carrots, your onions, your celery, peppers, whatever it is that you need, store them in your fridge. So on the big day of freezer cooking, you could just take them out and dump them in your bags and you're good to go. Go through all your recipes, make out a grocery list of all the things that you need, go to the store, bring them home, maybe put everything out, ready to go, chop up what you need the night before, and then hit it the next day. Now, if you are busy and you're thinking, gosh, I really don't have a set day to do a ton of meals, that's okay. My biggest tip that I have for you, especially starting out, is double or triple the meals that you're already making for dinner and put those in containers, casserole dishes, or Ziploc bags and freeze those. This is the best tip that I could give you if you're starting out. And it gives you an idea of what it's like to make freezer meals and to know if that one meal doesn't freeze very well. Instead of having like 4 of them, just try out one and see how well it freezes. For example, we love the Pioneer Woman Sloppy Joe recipe, and I've shared it here many times and it's so good. It freezes very well. I'll take it out of my freezer the night before, let it sit out for a little bit, keep it in the refrigerator. When I go to heat it up, it's a little more watery. So what I do is I adjust the seasonings. I might add a little bit of cornstarch to thicken it up because it has, you know, some more water to it. So now that you know which meals you're going to make, let's talk about how you're going to freeze them. Now, of course, if you're gonna be using your oven for your freezer meals, you can use aluminum pans. So I like getting my aluminum pans from the Dollar Tree. I noticed that they work really well and they're affordable. But you can pretty much find aluminum pans in any of your grocery stores. I also like to use the Ziploc freezer bags. What I like to do is write on the back first what the meal is, then add my ingredients, and then seal it up. There are some tricks to getting your food into your Ziploc bag without them spilling over. I just recently got these nifty Ziploc bag holders from Amazon. I'll leave a link for you. They do really good in adjusting the height of your Ziploc bag. They keep it open, you can fill it up, it's sturdy. It's been one of my favorite things to use for my Ziploc bags. If you don't have any of those, I have used like a container like for my juice, and I'll kind of just sit it in there and it works great. I've done that for years. I like to put my crock pot meals in Ziploc bags. Once they're in the bags and the air is out, get it as flat as you can. That way you could lay it down into your freezer. If you're gonna make a lot of freezer meals in Ziploc bags and want to just start stacking them flat, you're gonna need a layer of like wax paper in between, or else these bags are gonna start sticking together. And then if you wanna lay them on the rack, don't lay them just on here. I have had a bad experience with it. Lay a piece of cardboard or like a cutting board, like a thin cutting board if you have them, underneath, because it will seep through. Oh, I had a bad experience with white chicken chili. But you don't want to stack too much. You want it to be able to freeze. I noticed in the beginning that I stacked my freezer with all these meals and they weren't getting frozen all the way in the middle because they were stacked too much on each other. So just stack a few with the wax paper in between and let those freeze. And then when they're all frozen, you could stack them any way you want in your freezer. When I go to freeze the aluminum pan recipes, sometimes I'll do a layer of saran wrap or I'll just double wrap them in aluminum foil, and then I'll put a label on it. Now you can write on your Ziploc bags the recipe and directions, that's fine. But recently I've created some labels and printed them out, and I love sticking them to the bags or on top of the aluminum foil. If you don't want to print out labels, I have another method for you. What I also like to do is write the directions on an index card, put that in a sandwich baggie and tape it to the aluminum foil, and put the baggie with the recipe directions back away into its home, and then I can reuse it and reuse it. So you might be wondering, well, how long do these meals last in my freezer? Typically they can last 3 to 6 months. Just make sure you get the air out really good. You've got your aluminum foil wrapped around the casserole dishes really good. Now we go through our freezer meals really quickly here. They don't last 6 months in my home at all. And sometimes I will roll them into my menu planning. So typically my freezer meals last 3 months. I know freezer meals can be really intimidating and scary, but just give it a shot. Look at what you're making for your dinners this week. Double it and put it in the freezer and give it a shot and see if it works out. I hope this helped you. I hope this maybe got you excited to get going on freezer meals.